Hey, I'm Destiny. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because my channel is about building our businesses, having multiple side hustles, and also self-care. So if those topics interest you, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I stopped selling hair in 2021. So, and this video is actually long overdue because I realized I never made a video addressing it, which you can probably tell based on some of the other videos that I made as far as exposing my hair vendor, closing my salon. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into all the reasons today, so go ahead and stay tuned. And before I even get into those reasons about why I stopped selling hair, I'm going to give you my backstory real quick, which if you've been following my channel since I started, you already know my backstory. But for the newbies, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick recap. So I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I started selling hair back in 2015. So prior to me starting hair, I was driving 2.5 to 3 hours to Detroit to get my hair done and to purchase hair because we didn't have a lot of places in Grand Rapids that sold hair on hand. Well, actually, we didn't have any places that sold hair on hand in Grand Rapids that had it available the same day. So one of the things that I did was when I started my hair company, my whole thing was having hair on hand. So that whole first year, I was selling hair up out of my trunk. I was doing same day delivery. I was having pop-up shops. So all this was pretty much new to the Grand Rapids area. So during my first year, I had a goal that if I made $100,000, I was going to open up a hair salon. Of course, that first year, I did make over $100,000. So I ended up opening up a hair salon. And the whole backstory behind me even finding my hair salon location was I was a child protective services worker, and I was actually helping a family find housing on Craigslist. And I saw a location that was very cheap, like it was extremely cheap. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this location. When I signed up for it, they didn't ask me for any information besides a copy of my LLC. The process was so smooth getting started, like it was unbelievable. So I had the salon. I did the whole salon thing for 3 years. And during that time with me running the salon, as you know, I traveled to China, met with hair vendors, learned about all the different products that they had in China. While I was at the salon, that's when I first started my YouTube channel. That's when big part. That's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I just started selling hair online since I didn't have the salon / hair extension boutique, as we would call it. So yeah, so that's my backstory. So once I closed the salon down, I started just having hair online. I did that for a couple months. I was in the process of rebranding because one of the things while I was at the salon, my hair name was Destiny Hair Collection. So, and one of the things that I ran into with Destiny Hair Collection is that my logo was outdated. So I had one of those hair vector ladies that everybody had in their logos. When everyone started popping up with hair businesses, I would see that same hair vector lady in other people's logos. My name of the business was Destiny Hair Collection, which is the funny story behind that is when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, like I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So my first idea was that since I'm only 5 foot, I was going to hem pants for short people, since one of the problems that I had always ran into was that when I bought pants, I would always have to go get them hemmed. So it's actually my name, Destiny. So that's where the Des part of it, and then Petite. So I put that together and came up with Destiny, and I never changed the name. So that's where my actual name came from. And I noticed that with that name, like it was going to be hard for me to grow in the hair industry because that name was bad for SEO. So in order for you to support me, you had to know that my name was Destiny Hair Collection. So searching on Google and everything like that would be hard for me. And a lot of times, even while I was in the salon and I would see people on Facebook, they'd be like, oh, I'm getting some of Destiny Adams' hair or Destiny's hair. Like, so people would just disregard the whole name anyway. So I've had planned to rebrand to Her Destination Hair. When I started my hair business, that was when I finally started making what I considered real money, so I would be able to travel. So I started traveling to different companies and named myself the Traveling Hair Boss. So I wanted my hair business to, one, sync with my personal brand, the Traveling Hair Boss, and then when I travel around the world, I'll be able to get different content based on different locations. So that's why I had named it Her Destination Hair. And the whole concept behind it was I was going to be going to different locations, taking pictures here, taking pictures there, and it was all going to fall into the theme of the Her Destination Hair. So I ended up doing a rebrand photo shoot. I got a new logo. I went to New York. I did a photo shoot outside of an airplane. So the hotel was called TWA, which is an airport themed hotel. So it was perfect for content, get everything I needed for the website. So I had got everything lined up, created this cute website. So as I was in the process of rebranding, I'm still making YouTube videos. And I end up making a YouTube video about how to create a business plan. And that video alone just took all the way off. Like, sales that I got on my website increased tremendously. Like, and it became, I noticed that the profit margin from doing my YouTube channel, offering my different services for my personal brand, just selling merchandise for my personal brand, like the profit margin was tremendously higher from doing that. So I started focusing more on that than selling hair. And then as I'm noticing, like with the hair industry, with COVID, the price of hair spiked all the way up. That is because, one, they said it was harder to get the supplies. They didn't have workers in the factory to be able to make the closures and frontals because they were still making them by hand. So if you think about that, if they don't have workers to make the closures and frontals, then that means there's a shortage. So with the shortage, it caused the average price of a closure and frontal, which was about 30, I'll say even 40, let's say $30 to $60, spiked all the way up from $90 to even $130 just for a closure, a regular 4x4 closure. So with the bundles, which is the same thing, every couple months, price increase, limited supplies to where, like, there was a point in time where hair, like, we always saw people popping up with new hair businesses. Like, all the time. Like, it was like, oh, hair business this, hair business that, hair business this. So where it, like, it went from hair businesses being extremely popular to the boutique businesses being extremely popular. And I would say that's primarily because of the price increase. Like, and the cost of supplies to even start a hair business. One, the lane was already saturated, so standing out with your hair business was going to be extremely hard because your branding had to be top notch to even get noticed. A lot of people were transitioning over to wigs. So if you, like, a lot of people used to sell like 3 bundles in a closure and they'll hand make your wig. And then the Chinese companies, they're like, okay, people want wigs, now they'll make your wig in the factory for you. They even have full lace wigs. You can get a factory made lace closure wig, lace frontal wig. But one of the things I am going to say about wigs is that when you get a factory made wig and a handmade wig or / sewing machine wig, like, it's a big difference based on how it fits your head, the construction of it, the way it lays. Like, it's a huge difference. So it's pretty much based on what your customers prefer, their price point. Everything that the hair industry was when I started, it completely transformed to something else. I'm one of those people, like, I don't do hair, so I'm just selling hair. Like, and I did learn how to make wigs by hand. I learned how to make wigs on the sewing machine, like, just staying up to date, like what was going on with the latest trends. Like, I was up to date on everything. But then you just get tired, like, you get burnt out from just learning different things, especially if you're just passionate about selling hair, the cute looks. Like, you might not want to learn how to do wigs, all the closures, frontals, because starting off in, like, especially 2015, 2016, we were all wearing pretty much like just bundles, leave outs. Closures were just getting popular, because when I first started, like, I didn't even start selling closures to about, I'd say about 3 to 6 months in. And closures was, I was selling closures like if you were getting your hair colored, and then closures became a huge thing. And once closures became a huge thing, frontals became a huge thing. And then we had HD lace, and then we had influencers wearing all these different cute hairstyles. We had people plucking the HD laces super thin, so then it'll cause the lace to fray, not last long. Like, it was so much stuff with the industry transforming to where I'm just like, you know what, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, I'm burnt out from it. I really want to just, like, travel. Like, I love traveling. I love getting on YouTube, talking about my businesses, how I got started, different things that work for me. So just transitioning out of the whole hair industry was just, like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I still have a lot of people who come to me for help with their hair business, and I tell them what worked for me. And then a lot of the content that I post on YouTube is based around starting a hair business, or like a lot of my examples are regarding hair businesses because that's my expertise. Because I did it for so long. I did it for 5 years. So I'm like, okay, that's what I know most about. So that's what I'm most comfortable talking about. So you'll get a lot of my examples from there. And yeah, so I did officially just stop selling hair and just focusing on my YouTube channel, traveling, hosting workshops, whether it's regarding marketing, content creation, just focusing more on things that I love. And I think that's something that's very important, because a lot of people feel like since they start something that they can't stop it. Like Drake said, once I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. That is me. Like, once I'm done, I'm done. Like, I'm moving on to the next thing. And I feel like a lot of people do, like, a lot of people get like that with their businesses, to where they let society or social media feel like if they stop doing something that they failed. There's a reason behind it. They weren't making money. But most of the times that's not the reason. Like, if you feel like your heart isn't in something completely, I would say move on to the next thing. Move on to what fulfills you, what makes you happy, and just keep taking it step by step. So yeah, so I just wanted to make that quick video just about why I stopped selling hair and why you don't see me pushing my hair business anymore. But I know I do have some of those people, like if they don't want to order from their vendor directly, I do have some people who want to just order hair directly from me. And I still do that on the side, so you could just hit my inbox or whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Drop it in the comment section below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on my social media channels. I'm Destiny Adams on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Oh, I'm on TikTok now. So I have been creating TikTok videos. And yeah, I'm Destiny Adams on everything. So yeah, thank you so much. You guys have a good day and stay tuned for the next video.